Hello and welcome to all you Aries people out there. Welcome for your monthly horoscope for Aries for December for 2015. A significant month for Aries. Very, very significant month. And it's like the culmination that has been going on as from September, I think, for you Aries people. Some of you who have an ascendant or a sun or a moon sign in Aries as well. Sometimes people with the moon in Aries, like me, it applies as well for you with the moon. Now, let's have a look. What is so important during this month? Well, there is Mars, your ruler, and it's in a stressful aspect with Pluto and Uranus. Now, this stressful aspect shows that there is potential for tremendous growth. And tremendous growth in what? In relationships, because Mars, your ruler, is in the sign of other people. So whether you are in a relationship or it could mean, whether you are single, it could mean someone that you relate to and that is very important to you, or a colleague, or actually also someone in business, a business partner. Whoever it is, there is some adjustment going on, to say the least, and it has to do with, let's go back to September, when there was a lunar eclipse in your sign. At the very end of September there was an Aries lunar eclipse, which was all about you, which was all about how you relate to others, how you relate to yourself. And then there has been truth coming out towards you and probably also with someone in your life. And that process was followed by in October with the new moon in Libra, your opposite sign, on the 12th of October, and then with other personal planet aspecting Pluto and Uranus, aspecting the planets of truth, the planets of authenticity, the planets of, I want to see the truth here. And that was Mercury, which was the thinking, and then Venus, which is your values, and now it's Mars, which is you, that is going to connect with that Pluto-Uranus. So especially the first 2 weeks of the month are going to be very lively, to say the least, when it comes to relationships. You and someone else, or a business partner, whoever, whatever. And it is about, if you are the kind of Aries, and maybe you think, oh, this is not a typical Aries situation, but it can be. Believe me, if you are the kind of Aries that has been building up for some time, building up, building up, building up, building up, suppressing what? Suppressing your Mars, suppressing what you want in considering relationships, what you want considering your connections. If you have been doing that for a long time, the longer the worse actually, because this is going to come to a culmination, especially around the 9th towards the 13th. There's something that comes up and that needs to be known, that needs to be shown there. Don't think that it's going to be a bad thing. No, it's only bad when you keep on suppressing and putting it under the carpet. That's the Mars is going to square up to Pluto. That's not an easy aspect, but it's a very interesting one because it shows, look, it's 1 before 12. You need to assert yourself here in this situation. Probably, as I said, this is for Aries people, this is going to be in relationships. So if you've got some relationship that you think, if you think, no, my relationships are very clear, and I assert myself very much, and let's say you've got a whole bunch of planets in Aries and none of them in a Libra or not a strong Venus or whatever, then maybe you're saying, then it could be that you get that the person that you are with or another significant person bursts out and says, hey, what about me? What about my rights? What about my rights in the relationship? And you are all you're thinking, what the hell is going on with this person? So then it's just an adjustment of you, of understanding what they are all about. And that's just basically it. But if you say, yes, I recognize myself in the fact that I've been building up my Mars, suppressing my Mars, then you really need to be careful that you're not suppressing, you're not keeping it under the carpet, because you just try to be assertive, not aggressive, which is the extreme, and not submissive, which is the other extreme, but assertive, saying, look, this is what I want, this is what you want, and we will see if we go from there. So with Uranus in your sign, you will go for your individuality, you will go for your freedom and your truth. But it doesn't necessarily mean to say that if the relationship goes very difficult, that you will end it. It will only end, and it's actually, I'm not going to say it's a good time to end it, but if you're really fed up with it, if you say, I've been building up and I can no longer deal with this, it could. For some of you, for a minority amongst you, could be a time during the first 2 weeks that you end up a relationship. But that is because you need to free yourself up towards this person in order for you to connect with people who are more significant and better for you. Not that they are bad people, but just more in alignment with you. But for 80% of you out there with a connection or a relationship, it will have to do with a bit of readjustment there. A bit of, look, this is what they want, this is what I want, and we need to make a readjustment. We cannot go on just pretending that we're not seeing each other's desires, because that's what Mars is all about. So, and there's also a fixed star involved here called Kras, K-R-A-Z, and that is in your 7th house there, emphasizing again the passion. So that other person as well that wants to be, that actually wants to have a truthful life and a life with space and with commitment, yes, but also with space. And this is emphasized by this fixed star as well. It wants to focus very, very much to get what it wants. And so it depends on your context, of course, but whatever it is a good time to readjust. It is a good time to redraw the lines to certain relationships. For some of you, a bit broader, but most of you probably a bit more, coming together towards the same, being on the same level. And what else is going on is with Venus. Venus is in your 8th house and it's in Scorpio. Now that is deep. And although they say Venus in Scorpio is not a good place because it goes so deep and it's so intense when it comes to love, when it comes to values, this month when Venus is in Scorpio, it will make tremendous good aspects. It's going to sextile Pluto, sextile Jupiter, trining Neptune. This is all very good news when it comes to, on a very basic level, money. When it comes to money, money could come your way. Whilst all this is happening with relationships, money could come your way. Money that is from someone else, money from a taxes or inheritance. Could be the case as well, or money that was owed to you. On another level, it can mean intimacy or a transformational energy. With Venus there, and definitely in Scorpio, whilst all this is going on with you and this other person, that can make that you find intimacy. That you, and what is intimacy? Venus in Scorpio in the 8th house, probably a lot of books would say, oh, great for your sex life. Yes, could be. But it's more than that. It's not only sex, it's intimacy, which is you show who you really are. You're taking off the mask and you're feeling safe because this is the house of trust. This is the house of, and certainly in Scorpio, it's only gonna trust when it feels very, very safe. And for some of you, this is really, really possible during the month of December to open up towards someone that you know already for a long time or someone new. Can be a tremendous good time for intimacy and for going very deep, going very intense, you and that significant other, and being very, very private and being in your own scorpionic worlds, you could say. So yes, I think there is, after that big realignment, you could say, and even if you would be single, this Venus in Scorpio shows that you feel good with what you value, for the future in relationships. You know what you want in a relationship. You know what you don't want. So it can be that kind of thing. Maybe you are single and you think about, you have strong longings when it comes to intimacy, but now you know how to deal with that, you know how to do that, you know how to get that. And you dig very deep into your own psyche, and that transforms you. It's like you're transcending it in a way. That's also the Venus in Scorpio. You're not being obsessive, you're not being the negative side of the Scorpio, because it has all these beautiful aspects with other planets that are so strong. So it's like you're standing above it, and that's really, really beautiful. And Juno is there as well, the asteroid. Juno is together with Venus traveling through your 8th house of commitments, of fairness. So you're getting really to the truth of what you value, the value that you get from others. Now you know it. Now you know that you didn't get value from someone, or you did get a lot of value from someone else. Whatever it is, you know now, and you're getting to that deep truth there. So have a very good time, you Aries people. If you're celebrating Christmas and New Year's Eve, have a good time there. Take into account other people's actions, other people's desires. That's the only warning there for the whole month. And if you want to get in touch for a personal reading, just do. And see you next month. Bye bye.